U.S. momentum shifting towards sending F-16s to Ukraine. How Biden's surprise trip to Kyiv was kept secret. Banks across Britain have slowly started to go cashless. Venice Canals Run Dry. India's sugar output could fall further as cane matures early. Japan has many never travelers. Gerard Butler's plane may be banned in Philippines. Faux fur and hot water bottles at Burberry's London show.
Hello, I'm Amber. Thank you for joining us on FUNDAY News. It is Wednesday, February 22nd, and here are your top stories. A senior U.S. lawmaker said during a visit to the Ukrainian capital on Tuesday that momentum in Washington was shifting towards sending the long-range missiles and fighter jets coveted by Kyiv as it battles Russia's invasion. Michael McCaul, the Republican chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, said, "I'm seeing increasing momentum towards getting the artillery and the planes in. And in any event, we can start training the pilots right now so they're ready."
Typically, the president can take over a dozen staffers with him somewhere, a huge security contingent. But
McCall was in Kyiv as part of a congressional delegation just a day after U.S. President Joe Biden pledged $500 million in new military aid during a surprise visit to the city. The lawmaker, who met with President Volodymyr Zelensky, said the Ukrainian leader gave him a wish list of weapons, including the F-16s and ATACMS, which he said were intended to go all the way into Crimea to hit Iranian drones used in recent airstrikes. Washington has so far held back from sending planes and long-range missiles for Ukraine.
U.S. President Joe Biden, by all accounts, was having a quiet weekend at the White House, joining his wife Jill Biden for dinner at a restaurant on a rare outing in Washington on Saturday. But behind the scenes, officials at the White House and other agencies were planning intensively for Biden to make an unannounced trip to Kyiv to show solidarity with Ukraine days before the one-year anniversary of Russia's invasion. After months of planning, Biden on Friday decided to go ahead with the trip.
Very significant moment on the world stage. President Biden met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky during this unannounced trip. It comes just days before the one-year mark.
Officials said Biden was taken to Joint Base Andrews outside of Washington and departed at 4:15 a.m. Sunday aboard an Air Force jet, accompanied by a handful of aides and just one reporter and a photographer. The president flew overnight to the U.S. Ramstein Air Base in Germany. The plane was refueled and he flew on to Rzeszów in southeastern Poland. After a one-hour drive, he arrived at Przemysl near the Poland-Ukraine border. Biden then boarded a train and traveled 10 hours to Kyiv. It was roughly 8 a.m. local time Monday.
Banks across Britain have slowly started to launch a strange new type of branch, one that does not accept cash at all. In fact, those looking to deposit their krona in Sweden will now find that hundreds of the country's bank branches are cashless, while Irish bank AIB last year announced plans to ditch cash at 70 of its 170 locations. In the UK, cash has gone from accounting for more than 17 billion payments, 45% of the total number of transactions in 2015, to just 6 billion in 2021.
Coins and notes have been the foundation of trade for centuries.
A spokesman for UK Finance said that it estimates that 1.1 million people mainly use cash for their day-to-day shopping. She added, however, the overall number of cash payments decreased in 2021, and we expect cash usage to continue to fall, with cash forecast to account for only 6% of all payments made in the UK by 2031. Because for many Britons, paying with notes and coins has become a forgotten habit. As many as 23 million people in the UK use cash only once or not at all in 2021.
Italy could face another drought after last summer's emergency, with the Alps having received less than half of their normal snowfall. According to scientists and environmental groups, Venice, where flooding is normally the primary concern, faces unusually low tides that are making it impossible for gondolas, water taxis, and ambulances to navigate some of its famous canals. The problems in Venice are being blamed on a combination of factors, including the lack of rain, a high-pressure system, and a full moon and sea currents.
Weeks of dry winter weather have raised concerns that Italy could face another drought after last summer's emergency.
The Lagambient environmental group said on Monday an anticyclone has been dominating the weather in Western Europe for 15 days, bringing mild temperatures more normally seen in late spring. Italian rivers and lakes are suffering from severe lack of water, with attention focused on the north of the country. The group said the Po, Italy's longest river, which runs from the Alps in the northwest to the Adriatic, has 61% less water than normal at this time of year.
Do today learn. Today is Tuesday.
Commercial.
Butler 是旅行者。
I have to wait for Kyiv.
So he or she is at the Columbia Towers Hotel gift store. 所以他在这个饭店的礼品店，然后他要买东西。Okay, so let's take this chance and listen to the.
学习让生活充满乐趣。FUNDAY 英语。
India is set to produce less sugar than previously estimated by industry bodies and government agencies, with the cane crop maturing early and losing weight due to weather conditions in key growing regions. Lower sugar output could prevent the world's second biggest exporter from allowing additional exports, potentially supporting global prices. According to a government official, at least 17 sugar mills in the country have closed operations so far, while another 24 were expected to close before the end of February.
India was estimated to produce 34 to 34.3 million tons of sugar in the 2022-2023 marketing year, ending on September 30th, down from last season's 35.8 million tons. Falling sugar cane yields in top-producing Maharashtra state and third-biggest producer Karnataka due to early maturity of the crop has also been prompting some trade houses to scale down production estimates further. The country mainly exports sugar to Indonesia, Bangladesh, Malaysia, Sudan, Somalia, and the United Arab Emirates.
A survey done last year by global intelligence company Morning Consult found a surprisingly large number of Japanese say that travel is no longer a priority for them. The survey showed that 35% of Japanese respondents said they are unwilling to travel again, the highest number of any country. According to the latest data from the Japan National Tourism Organization, the number of Japanese overseas travelers was down 86.2% in 2022, with around 2.7 million people compared to the 20 million figure in 2019.
A professor at Tamagawa University, Tetsu Nakamura, said, according to a study he did back in 2016, for some of these never travelers, domestic trips within Japan are enough. While some said the pandemic has altered the Japanese mindset, the cost of travel is also a consideration. The yen is at its weakest in decades, and many Japanese workers haven't had a raise in 30 years. Less disposable income means young people may be more inclined to stay at home or explore nearby locations.
The Philippines Movie Classification Board said it has committed to banning the screening of Gerard Butler's movie Plane in the country. Filipino Senators Robin Padilla and Juan Miguel Zubiri condemned the film for supposedly insulting the country by portraying it as overrun by rebels and militia. However, the Directors Guild of the Philippines opposed the proposed ban, saying it would set a precedent for films to be held hostage by imagined slights to the country's reputation.
This is your captain speaking.
The seatbelt signs have been turned on.
We just lost an engine. Losing altitude.
The film is about a commercial pilot who faces a rebel group after his fictional Trailblazer Airlines Flight 119 suffered damage from a storm in the South China Sea and was forced to make an emergency landing in what turned out to be Jolo Island in the restive southern Philippines. While several politicians criticized the supposed negative portrayal of the Philippines, the Directors Guild of the Philippines argued that the film was just a mindless B-movie entertainment and not a reliable commentary on the country's affairs.
British luxury brand Burberry unveiled its first catwalk show under new creative director Daniel Lee at London Fashion Week on Monday, and there wasn't a beige trench coat in sight. The heritage brand is best known for its elegant, functional trench coats invented during World War I. But Lee, who joined Burberry in September, took the fashion house in a brand new direction with a debut collection featuring faux fur and feathers, slogan t-shirts, and playful duck prints.
Burberry is traditionally the biggest draw at London Fashion Week, which also showcases catwalk shows by designers including Christopher Kane, Erdem, Emilia Wickstead, and Roxanda Ilinsik. The Monday Burberry show drew celebrities including film director Baz Luhrmann, rapper Stormzy, and models Naomi Campbell and Rosie Huntington-Whiteley to its front row. The London displays wrap up on Tuesday when the fashion crowd decamps to Milan Fashion Week for more new season runway shows.
FUNDAY News will help you sharpen your English skills and keep you informed about international current events. If you want to know more about our other programs and keep learning about the world's most important topics in English, please click the link in the description below to join FUNDAY for free. I'm Amber, your host. I'll see you next time.